God has smiled on me. He has set me free. God has smiled on me. Sure been good to me. He is the cause of all my joy. Fills me with his love. Everything I need, ooh, he sends it down.
Okay, we're on. Okay, could you please state your full name for me?
Adam Arnold Banks.
Okay, and why did your parents select this name for you?
I was named after my maternal grandfather, Adam Derrick Jackson, and after my grandmaternal grandfather, Frank Arnold Andrews. My first name came from my grandfather, maternal grandfather, and my second name came from my maternal great-grandfather.
Okay. Okay, when and where were you born?
August 16, 1947, San Francisco, California, San Francisco General Hospital at 12:01 in the morning.
At 12:01. You were a little more informative than Cecilia was, because Cecilia knew her hospitals too.
Okay. I was taught to study history, so he was not.
Okay, were there any other family members around when you were born?
I was number 5 of 9.
Oh, okay.
So there was 4 in front of me. Right ahead of me, 11 months older than me, was my best buddy, good friend, and always there, Martha. She was 11 months in front of me. Kind of learned a lot from her. And then next was Madeline. She was like 3 years older than me. And Martha was the first to be born in San Francisco. And I was the second. Madeline was the last to be born in St. Louis. And Celia was born in St. Louis, and my older brother Norman were born in St. Louis. They were all born at Homer G. Phillips Hospital, the Cutter Hospital in St. Louis. The only place you could be born if you was going to be in a hospital.
Otherwise, we'll see the midwife.
Yeah. But what you have to understand is, both my mother and father were born in the city. So we're all city people. We have lived. Now, some of them do now. They went back.
Yeah.
A couple of generations, but my mother was born and father was born in St. Louis. We were born, my three older siblings were born in St. Louis, and the rest of us were born in San Francisco. So we never knew nothing but cities. We didn't know the farm life, and we didn't. We went back to cities. We didn't go back to the country, kind of thing.
Okay. What was the house that you grew up in like?
The one I grew up in was, we thought we were the Cleavers. Once we left the project, we had space. Even though it was 4 of us boys in one room and 4 girls in another, there was space. We had a yard, a big yard with fruit trees. This big old tree, but it's so big now, we got the city's about to get it's over 60 years old. But we had fruit trees and a big long yard that we used to play with, different levels. And down the street, a block from us, was a park. It was just fabulous, man. Gym, nice gym.
Ocean
When we
View.
first got there, they didn't want us to play
Wow.
in there because it was basically white folks.
Mm-hmm.
But we fought our way in, fought our way back out. Pretty soon, we could go in pretty freely, and it was a great place to really grow and get to know yourself and the world around you, kind of thing. It was in San Francisco, it was wide open kind of thing. And I mean, it wasn't no utopia, but it was, you could do,
Right.
you could grow.
Right. Because I know David is David Arnold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
David Arnold.
Well, your mother told me that story.
Yeah.
I always wondered why
Yeah.
but she said, "Oh, you were always
Always
so
there,
nice."
yeah. Because my
Yeah.
father was away in the
Yeah.
military, and
I've always had
you
that.
stepped up, and
Yeah.
she always told us that coming up, you know.
Yeah.
And
That was fun. You know, that was because maybe not really knowing it, but sensing how vulnerable Chris was
Mhm.
at that age. Because it was all new. I mean, it was Cillian. He got married in May or June or something like that.
they got married in November.
And then here comes Norman right behind him, man. That was all new having, oh man. Then here come the kids. Norman and first Ronnie and Norman. September, November.
Yeah.
And then just went crazy after that. Everybody was coming through it.
Yeah.
But it was a joy, man. It was one of the greatest joys was watching those young people start having kids and going through life. Hard sometimes,
Yeah.
unbearable sometimes.
Right.
But they survived.
But they,
Yeah, and it was cool, and it was always fun to see the grandkids. Now we worked with a lot of the grandkids because
yeah.
while their parents worked a lot of times, we had to think. Sometimes we had to keep everybody.
Right.
They used to think the Wilsons was our kids, was our brothers and sisters, you know,
Yeah.
because they always lived right around the corner. But it was always a place of love. It was always good to see. I remember the night you was born in the car. They said, Christine had a baby in the car.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, we made a tribute tape to my grandfather. That's the first thing I said. I thanked him for delivering me. I said, other than my mother, you probably was the first person I seen in life. And that's probably why we so close, you know.
Yeah.
But I wonder if you had a couple words to say about Philip Randolph.
Phil was my buddy. When we moved to Lopez, there was no black kids. None. We was it. Everything else. So we had, you know, we knew the white kids, but they were never close friends. You know, you knew that if something went down, they was on the other side.
Split the side, yeah.
It wasn't, I guess we had been there for a little while before Phil had moved in, but then they moved in. It seemed like everybody started moving in. Down the street, Reggie and his sister moved in, and Gloria. Now Gloria might have been the first kids. She was way down the other end, but they was kind of
snooty.
Yeah, you know, they weren't all that friendly. And we were at two opposite ends. But then they came in, and she had a brother named Junior. But Phil was the first friend, real friend, outside of Floyd. Now Floyd and I brothers and friends. But Phil was like the first friend on the street that I had.
Right.
And we were tight buddies.
Yeah.
He used to get into trouble.
Phil
was always a preacher though.
Yeah. He came full circle.
Yeah. But when he was a little boy, he was a preacher. We used to play church all the time. Sing songs.
Okay. And finally, what is the one thing you most want people to remember about you?
Try to love somebody. Everybody.
That's it.
I love people.
Right.
More than anything. Except God, you know. Love
Yeah.
Him. He said, the book says, he that loveth not God, but God is love. So if you're out of love, you ain't gonna be remembered nowhere. You know? Sooner or later they're gonna forget you.
So that's the legacy that you want to leave, is that you had love for people and love for your family.
And what I did out of love.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Not out of intelligence. None of that. None of that. But love. It was me. If I didn't do, you see me didn't do something, you know I didn't love that.
Right.
You know, I ain't talking about.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I did it.
Okay. Well, thank you, Adam. It's been a pleasure. It was a good interview, and we look forward to future meetings. This is part one of more. We'll get to Sheridan and Balboa and a few of the visual sites later on. But this was the informative portion and the historical portion and the personal portion. We appreciate your candor, and we look forward to talking to you again.
Well, you know that
Every child
of God, running for Jesus.
just like
Every child
of God,
running for Jesus.
just like an automobile.
Every child
of God,
running for Jesus.
just like an automobile.
You know prayer. Faith is a step. Well, now when you get on your road to glory, and Satan is gonna try to flag you down. You gotta keep on striving until you want your story crowned. Well, you gotta check on your tires. You got a rough road ahead. And when you are weary from your journey, God will put you to bed.
That's all right.
You got to check on your brakes and stop your wicked ways.
Oh, this
The
deep.
man is born of a woman, only of a few days. You got to check out your lives and stop your own fault. And stop while you can see the truth, or your soul will be lost. You got to check on your generator.
Okay.
You need more strength and power. Cause you can't do nothing without the man. You need him every hour.
That's right.
A Christian, oh Christian, press on your starter and start your automobile. Put it in first gear, going up the hill. And drive on, children, if I never see you no more. I see you when I pull in on the other's door. And I'm not gonna worry about my pocket space. I just wanna see my Savior face to face. You know prayer. Oh, faith is the steering wheel.
Yeah! Otis Mobley! Otis, my man! Who's next? Yeah, oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, that's a nice.
That's beautiful. That's just gorgeous. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah.
All right.
That is beautiful.
That is beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. That's beautiful. That's just gorgeous. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute.
Yeah. They're gonna be some little track stars.
Cheryl, you figure out. Wait, Cheryl, get on there.
Yeah.
And bring the baby with you.
Yeah, and Whitney better get over here. No, come on, Willie.
Andre.
Get your mother. Yeah. They're gonna be some little track stars.
Cheryl, you figure out. Wait, Cheryl, get on there.
Yeah.
And bring the baby with you.
Stevie Wonder version. Happy birthday to you. Happy
a lamp unto my path is he. Without him, I would fall. I don't know what he is to you, oh, but to me, he's my all in all. Thank you, Jesus. Oh God, oh God. You've been smiling on me. Oh, you set me free. Oh yeah, you're smiling. Thank you, Jesus. Been good, you've been good to me. I believe we ought to say it one more time, too. God has. Oh yeah. Been smiling on me. Fed me when I was hungry. You've been a friend when I was alone.